All right, and for more on this, we're now joined by the spokesperson for Gauteng MEC for Infrastructure and Development, Theo Nkonki, and he joins us now via our video link. Theo, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. I mean, we do know that you held an Imbizo on Friday as the Gauteng government to try and find solutions to the problems facing the residents of this province. Perhaps maybe let's start off here. Would you say that it was a successful Imbizo?
Thank you so much, Mbali, and good evening to you and your viewers. Yeah, it was hugely successful. In fact, we were even not expecting the kind of attendance that we had. And more successful was actually the spirit of the meeting. The councillors that attended offered quite valuable contributions as to how to deal with the issue. So we were quite happy with the attendance, but also the content of the Imbizo itself. And we believe that that sets us up for a good summer season until end of March to implement some of the measures together with the municipalities. And having the Department of Water and Sanitation on board as well helps us, and as well as Rand Water on board. It helps us to then have a unitary to the campaign to make sure that everyone in Gauteng contributes towards reducing the consumption levels and make sure that we are safe in terms of our water security.
And Theo, I mean, it's no secret that Gauteng residents have really been battling when it comes, to the proper supply of water in this province. I mean, we would remember that from numerous occasions now, some municipalities have been left without water. It really has been a struggle for many residents, be it living in the city of Johannesburg or other parts of Gauteng. Perhaps let's start off here as well. Maybe if you can give us an insight in terms of, the outcomes of this Imbizo. What would you say are the biggest takeaways for the department that can actually be implemented almost immediately?
Absolutely, Mbali. I mean, the biggest takeout is that obviously we have to jointly act before there is a crisis. As I said earlier, we are not saying there's a crisis yet. We're saying the crisis might be around the corner. But we can't sit on our hands and wait for the crisis to hit. And you've just indicated there are some areas that are water insecure in a way, and that's because of a number of factors that come to play. But the main takeout, if anyone misses anything in this interview, the main takeout is that Rand Water is implementing level 1 restrictions, which means that watering your gardens will be restricted to earlier than 8 o'clock in the morning and later than 5 o'clock in the evening. Also, the municipalities, we've given them 48 hours to fix the leaks because we want to make sure that we deal with the leaks as well. Another one is that the car washes as well. They will have to display to Rand Water that they are reusing their water. So a situation where they using pipes and all of that to wash cars should not be happening. And they are given only on weekends to do those activities, unless, of course, they can provide proof that they are recycling water. This, Mbali, is very critical because, the amount of water that Gauteng uses compared to the global average, I believe the global average is 165 liters per person per day. And Gauteng is at 273, if I'm not mistaken, per person per day. That tells you that we are not really managing, the water leaks, we are not managing the illegal mining. And there's this sprouling of these new informal settlements as well, where then people connect to the supply illegally. So we have to address those, and we have to do it jointly with all the municipalities and together with Rand Water and the National Department of Water.
And touching on the stats you have just shared with us, Theo, and looking at the challenges facing the Gauteng government when it comes to water supply, would you say that it seems as if the main challenges are surrounding the issues around in-migration and a growing population in the Gauteng province?
That, as well as the infrastructure, Mbali. As you know, the Auditor General made an announcement, I think it was last week, just indicating the kind of difficulties that municipalities are facing. And obviously, when their cash management or their cash flow management processes are not in place, that means then you can't invest in infrastructure. And that also spills over to Rand Water as well, because I believe at the moment they owe about 5 billion on overdue debt to Rand Water. Now, then that then presents a new challenge that Rand Water now can't reinvest in infrastructure because their clients, which are the municipalities, are not paying in time. So yes, on the other hand, you have illegal mining, you have illegal informal settlements that are cropping up. But the bigger challenge of the bulk water supply, having those leaks and losing water in certain parts of that supply chain, that presents a big problem. And we believe that municipalities should, if we want to curb this, we should make sure that they make arrangements with Rand Water to pay if they are behind, and make sure that they honor those arrangements. Otherwise, then the amount of water that is being lost due to infrastructure is quite colossal.
And staying, with the infrastructure problems we seem to have in Gauteng, I mean, what are the plans there in terms of trying to turn around the aging infrastructure, especially in a growing, province like Gauteng?
Well, the good news is that Rand Water hasn't stopped in doing their job, which is investing in infrastructure. I do believe that later in the year, I think maybe this month or the month that is coming, they will be doing maintenance. And that is critical because maintenance, as you know, if you don't maintain your infrastructure, then you run a risk of doing a major rehab at a later stage, which costs a lot of money. And we know municipalities don't have that kind of money. So we are happy that also their abstraction on the Vaal River system, the Department of Water and Sanitation has approved a limit of 1,006 million cubic meters, which really then helps in making sure that we have at least enough supply. But we can't really emphasize enough on the issue of infrastructure. But most importantly, Mali, this period we are in is a period where the weather has changed. The weather conditions are very much warm compared to the past couple of months, and that tends to also exacerbate the overusage of water, and people are not mindful how they use water. As you know, our country, including our province, water is not an abundant resource to us. So we have to be careful how we use our water resources so that we make sure that there's enough water in the system, because we don't want the situation that we're talking about where other areas do not have enough supply because other areas are wasting water.
Mr. Nkonki, thank you so much for your time and for that insight. That is Theo Nkonki. He is the spokesperson for Gauteng's MEC for Infrastructure Development.